If you've been following along and have never joined a design bootcamp, I'm going to encourage you to sign up. It's 5 hours of workshops and we have live versions going on often so you can come and ask questions. Go to www.designsweetcourses.com/designbootcamp. If you have been struggling to get sales from your design work or understanding what you really need to do to make money, I have the workshop for you. On September 23rd, I'm hosting my first ever Profitable Designer Workshop. This 1-day, 3-hour workshop is only $97, but I have a discount for all my podcast listeners. Go to carinagardnercourses.com/profit and put in the code podcast for $50 off. I can't wait to see you more profitable. Welcome to the Make and Design Podcast. I'm your host, Carina Gardner. On this podcast, we're unraveling the everyday joys and dilemmas of design, making, and business. For makers who want to be designers and for designers who are makers, this is your inside scoop to help you grow your business and bring more creativity to your life. Today, I want to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart because I think we live in this crazy world where we think that social media says something about a person. Like the number of people who follow you or the number of people you follow should say something about you. And I'm here to tell you that it's all a lie. And I think we all know this in our heart, but we can't help but go and check social media all the time to see if we have more followers or we have less followers or who is following us. And so I thought I would talk to you guys about something. This has come up because I just did a phone call with someone who has a pretty good following. And I've in the past talked to people who have really, really big followings. And the thing that I hear over and over again and that I felt for myself is that it doesn't matter how big your following is, it still feels empty. And in some ways, we've lost a little bit of what the whole point of social media was to begin with, right? Like the times that I get the most out of social media is actually with the individual interactions I have with people. When people say they've made a comment and they said they actually made this quilt with me, or they love the fabric, or those are the interactions I like. Actually looking at those big numbers, like whatever the following is, doesn't really change sort of how I feel, who I am, or even what my business is like. So I just want to talk a little bit about how empty really the feeling can be as you grow in your numbers with social media. And let's just talk about how we can kind of counteract that. Remember what the purpose of the social media is. Now, I think there are some reasons these things have come about. I think first is we, as individuals, we get on social media, we maybe see someone else out there with a certain amount of people, maybe they don't have very many or maybe they have a lot, and we immediately decide to make a snap judgment about what that person is talking about based on their numbers, okay? I know I have done this, and I don't feel very proud of it. I think that it's just like an easy way to gauge, oh, this person's popular. Maybe what they're saying clearly is interesting, popular, useful, functional, okay? Or maybe this person doesn't have a big following, so I think I might disregard what they're saying, right? I don't think this is the way we should go about it at all, but I think this is something that happens. I think it happens in our brain and we don't even realize we're doing it, right? So let's talk about, this is how let's first talk about how I know this is the wrong way to deal with social media. Because I am part of a mastermind where I have seen numbers of people who are making lots of money. We're talking about millions of dollars, you guys. And they don't have huge followings at all. So if you were to base, and I think a lot of people do this, we base how much money someone makes based on their following, we would be really, really wrong. I think so much we see these standouts, people with huge followings, especially I'm a I was a bachelorette fan, and you would see these people, they get these huge followings and then they become influencers. So I'm not saying that growing a following is a bad thing. I actually think it's great, especially if you're someone who is audience building for a specific purpose. I think it's amazing. Okay. I know I am trying to grow my following, but more than that, I'm trying to have interactions with the people that are in my following. I'm more interested in engagement and more interested in the individual. And you'll see that people, even with big followings or small followings, that really care about the people who are in their communities are taking the time to comment, to DM back, to try to put content up that really helps those people and serves the people in their community. Okay. So why does it feel so empty? I think because it's not true. Like what we connotate in our head, like, oh, you have a big following, you must make money, right? I mean, they've shown over and over again that that's not true. There are people with huge followings who can't sell a t-shirt, And then there are people with tiny followings who have massive businesses that are amazing, okay? So I thought that was really, really interesting. The other thing about social media that I find very interesting is when you have 1,000 followers, you're like, if I could just get to 5,000 followers. When you're at 5,000 followers, you're like, oh, if I could just get to 10,000 followers, and so on and so forth. The problem is it's never ending. You'll hit those marks and then you'll be like, oh, now I need whatever the number is, okay? And I'm here to tell you to not get too crazy about those numbers. I think those audience numbers matter if you have a product that you are selling on your own. But my Design Bootcamp members know, if you come and join me for Design Bootcamp, I will tell you why those numbers really at the end of the day don't matter for designers. I think they do if you want to be an influencer and you have a product that you need to sell to your own audience, right? That's when we have to really consider the numbers and try to get products out there. But when you're doing what I suggest you do, and in Design Bootcamp, I talk about residual income, creating products, and why if you have a skill like a design skill, you can build a business basically without having any kind of social media following whatsoever, which is a huge relief to designers. It was a huge relief to me. I mean, for years and years and years, I still don't have a monstrous following, and that's just fine with me. I am more interested in the individuals, but I'm here to tell you that, when I hit 1,000, I wanted the 5,000. When I hit 5,000, I wanted the 10,000, and so on and so forth. And I'm here to tell you it doesn't feel any different at where I am now from where I was at the beginning, okay? Except for that I get to send more information out. I get to give more patterns, quilt patterns, SVG patterns, more tutorials to more people. And that is important to me. So think about how you're using it. See how it affects you. How are you really using it? If you get really caught up in the numbers, I remember a while back that I would get a little depressed when my numbers would go down a little bit. And now I actually am grateful for it because it means that you're getting rid of bots, anything that's following you that you don't want following you, and you're getting rid of people who are not part of your core audience. It is more important to have a core audience of 3,000 people who love the stuff that you are doing than it is to have 100,000 that don't really care about you or care about what you're doing and how you can serve them, right? So, if you're feeling a little empty, if you're someone who has a big number and you're feeling a little empty, it's probably time to kind of refocus and figure out what you need to use that following for, okay? Because if you have a following, let's use it. Use it for whatever your purpose is, okay? And if you don't have a following and you're interested in why you really don't need a following if you're a designer, come check out a Design Bootcamp, okay? You can check those out at Carina Gardner. It's carinagardnercourses.com/design bootcamp. And you will see we talk a lot about how marketing, you've got to be smart and strategic about it, and how as a designer, if you're smart and strategic about it, you don't need to worry about a lot of marketing. It's kind of crazy. People feel totally relieved. And I love it because it's the way I started. I didn't do a lot of marketing for years and years and years and years. I was a designer first and foremost, and I knew what my purpose was, and I got a lot of joy out of that. And I know that can be the same for you if you are looking to build a design career or something of the like. Okay. Oh, you guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope this helped you a little bit. I look forward to seeing you whether you come to one of my design boot camps or you are interested in Ink Club, which is coming very, very soon, September 1st. And so if you're listening, backtracking on this, make sure and go check that out. It's a community of crafters, quilters, and artists, and it is so much fun. So I am looking forward to seeing you there, and we'll talk soon. Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.